going to be talking about some worm farming concerns, some everyday Q&A. So today we're going to do a ride along and talk about worms. So enjoy the video! Well, hello. In no particular order, here's a few questions that I've noticed. I'm going to answer them. Hopefully you'll find it helpful. So here we go. Number one, what type of worm bin should I buy? Now that's a personal question for you. You have to decide what works best for you. I use totes. Some people use 55-gallon drums. Others use worm bin 360s. Some use the Vermi bag. So it all comes down to what works best for you. You have to try things out for yourself. It's like a car, you know. There's so many different type of cars. Some people get heated seats. Some people don't get heated seats. Some people want a manual. Some people don't want manuals. So it's your discretion. But for like me, like I said, I use Rubbermaid totes. I'm good with that. I got no problems. My worms are doing just fine. So you got to find out what works best for you. Where's a good place to buy worms? Now, that's another question. You got to decide, you know, where you live and what type of worms you're going to get, because when it comes to purchasing your worms, the best place to start, and I'm just throwing some things out there, is to buy locally. If you can find a local person that sells worms, support their little small business and help them grow. Another thing you can do is to check out a few retailers, worm farmers that sell worms on the internet. I have a couple in the links that I'm affiliated with, so if you're interested, check them out. They're people that I really appreciate and I love and enjoy doing business with them. So I got no complaints. They're a good way to go. And another way you can go is you can go on Amazon, and people buy worms off of Amazon. You know, I've heard of people buying worms off of Craigslist, but I never went that route, because for me, it's like, if I'm going to spend money, I just want an honest person. I don't want no scams. Just give me my worms. I want to start composting with my worms. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry to get crazy, but I'm just fired up. There's just too many people that are ripping people off. Stop ripping people off. Anyway, sorry about my rant and rave, but I had to go there. Now, another thing when it comes to worms is, what's the best type of worm to use? For me, go mixed worms. I think they're the best ones, but that's just my opinion. It depends on where you live. If you can have red wigglers, which most people use, get red wigglers. You know, go with African night crawlers if you live in a warmer climate. But it's up to you. It's where you live. You know, don't buy certain worms. Do a little research. Check out some more videos about what other people think about which worm to buy, and go that route. Go by the majority. Don't go by just because one person says this is the best worm. Go by the majority. Now, another thing is, I just read a comment about how often to feed your worms, and this person said they have a tendency to overfeed their worms. Now, you know, look at me in my eye. Now, you know, on AJ's Green Topics, you don't overfeed your worms. Less is best. So stop overfeeding your worms. My question for you is, how many worms do you have? You know, you got to go by how many worms you have. So on average, 1,000 worms equals a pound of worms. So you got to figure that out. So if you have 2,000 worms and you weigh your food and you got about 8 pounds of food, and worms you'd have to body weight in food a day, you got to just think, maybe with the math, if you have 2 pounds and 8 pounds of food, half of their weight a day, within a week, 6 days, give or take, your food should be gone. But AJ, what if they don't eat it all? Don't overfeed your worms. Freeze your leftovers. They'll be just fine. The worms will be good. You don't have to feed them every week. I mean, if they're not eating all your food scraps, that means there's not enough worms in there yet. Let the population multiply. And speaking of that, someone said, what's the quickest way to make your worms population breeding grow? I'm like, basically Time is the best way to go. That's the only way your worm population is going to be successful. You got to stop trying to figure out what's the quickest way to figure things out. Time is the best way. Let it go slowly, let it grow, and you'll definitely see your great results of what your worms can do. Yeah, I have plenty of worms. I was like, wanted to split my worm bin within like a 2-week situation, if I said that right, but I was anxious to split my worm bin. I should have waited and I would have had more worms, but now I have experience. I just let my worms get down to business in the worm bin, and we call that good to go. Another thing is, now, this one caught me off guard. When it comes to your Facebook community, I just asked a question about, do admins approve and disapprove your comments? And for me, I just had put something, someone had a question, I put it on the page and it got deleted. So for me, I have a Facebook page. I don't read all your comments and approve it. And I mean, if I don't disagree, and I can't even speak. I don't delete your comments. If it's bad, yes, it's going to be deleted. But I give you the opportunity to help others out. If it's uplifting, educational, informal, yeah, I would definitely leave your post on there. But a lot of these Facebook pages, they just delete your post. It's like, and I'm the type of person, if you've been a subscriber to my channel, you know that I don't like to treat people with disrespect. I try to be honest. If I don't know the answer to something, I tell you I don't know the answer to your question, and I'm honest with that. All right. So what is your biggest concern when it comes to worm bins? Leave questions in the comments box below. If you want to take it to the next level, here's my commercial break. Subscribe, check out my monthly membership for 99 cents because things are about to change. I got a few monthly members right now that have been members for 6 to 7 months. So be on the lookout for a special video to my members that have been members for 6 months. But you don't have to go that way. It's just a little plug, you know, because I want to take things to the next level. I want to give back to people that are invested into me. You know, it's not about money, but a little money helps to make things better, and it goes a lot longer and further. You're just planting seed to help me harvest and give back to this nice, wonderful worm farming community. Well, that's about it for now. Here's another video to talk about worms and learn more about worms and all things about worms. So check it out. Leave comments in the box below because I will get back with you. I want to take the time out to say thank you so much for listening to my rant, rave, and drive along. You have a great day. Bye.